Hi, it's Short Movie Recap here. Today I will be explaining a 2023 sci-fi action film called The Wandering Earth 2. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care.
In the initial scene, we discover that global chaos has erupted, labeled as a solar crisis by scientists. With the sun transforming into a burgeoning red giant, there's a looming threat of engulfing Earth within a century. To prevent this disaster, the United Nations, now named the United Earth Government, UEG, initiates the Moving Mountain Project. The primary aim is to construct 10,000 massive nuclear fusion engines, propelling Earth away from the solar system toward another habitable star system. Despite the project's admirable goals, widespread protests emerge due to its high operational expenses and excessive resource consumption, fueled by those indifferent to potential future tragedies. Tensions escalate further when the UEG, in response to the diminishing faith in their project, shuts down and prohibits the Digital Life Project, DLP. The DLP advocates for the continuation of human civilization through digital immortality via mind-uploading technologies. In retaliation, the well-armed DLP consistently engages in hacking and terrorist attacks against the UEG, amplifying the protests. At a critical juncture, the UEG contemplates halting the project as public confidence dwindles. Nevertheless, a Chinese diplomat named Zhou Zheji persuades everyone to proceed. As part of the initial phase of the Moving Mountain Project, the Lunar Exile program is launched with the aim of pushing the moon away from Earth. To achieve this goal, 3 fusion engines are employed to reduce the moon's gravitational influence. Numerous individuals are undergoing astronaut training for this mission, including Liu Peiqiang. Upon arriving at the space elevator base amidst protests, Liu finds armed guards preventing demonstrators from entering. Despite a protester managing to breach the area, a trainee astronaut named Han Duoduo swiftly subdues him. Liu is immediately captivated by Han and envisions a future with her. Subsequently, the new trainees are taken to the space elevator for their inaugural test. This monumental structure, the tallest in human history, grants trainees a glimpse of space. As they ascend, the rapid ascent causes some to faint. Over the following days, they undergo training in various disciplines, including hand-to-hand combat, firearm usage, and frequent elevator trips until they acclimate. They undergo medical examinations and workouts to ensure their optimal physical health. Throughout their training, Liu and Han forge a strong connection, relishing each other's company. On a particular occasion, he bribes the guards with cigarette packets to permit the entry of a flower bouquet into the base, leading to a somewhat awkward situation under the scrutiny of onlookers. Simultaneously, a fresh batch of trainees arrives at the base, joining the existing group near the space elevator. Unexpectedly, all drones initiate independent flight, revealing a system hack. This triggers an exchange of gunfire between the hacked drones and the base's guards, prompting the UEG to deploy fighter planes. However, the planes hesitate to target the drones, identifying them as friendly. Meanwhile, Liu, Han, and other trainees find themselves stranded in a space elevator that ascends ahead of schedule. In this scenario, it's disclosed that the recent recruits are, in fact, highly skilled infiltrators who promptly begin appropriating the identities of the original trainees. Soon after, Liu utilizes his glasses to harness the sunlight, causing the door to unlock, initiating a series of confrontations with the infiltrators. Han eventually provides him with a mechanical arm, enabling Liu to incapacitate all the intruders. Returning to the base, scientists introduce the 550C, the latest advanced quantum computer, which belatedly counteracts the hacking attempts. Unfortunately, the hijackers have already affixed a missile to an elevator using forged passes, resulting in catastrophic damage to the space elevator and the Ark space station. Liu, in a protective move, shields Han from harm during this chaos. Following these events, the base is evacuated, and news reports confirm a substantial loss of over 3,000 lives. Subsequent riots escalate due to the widespread death and resource depletion. Public demand surges for the reinstatement of the DLP. The attack prompts several countries involved in the pilot program to withdraw, leaving China solely responsible for completing the lunar and Earth engine construction. Zhou instructs his assistant to deliver a prepared speech, advocating faith in the project while engaging in discussions with the American ambassador to secure another opportunity. The next scene transitions to the lunar surface, where the Lunar Exile pilot initiative is underway. Tu Hongyu, a software engineer, awakens from his hibernation pod and proceeds to check the systems. He activates his quantum computer, AI 550A, allowing him to view a video of his late daughter, Yaya, created 5 years ago. Hung Yu, once associated with the DLP, had preserved his daughter's consciousness on a hard drive with Ma Zhao, his mentor and project lead, sharing the responsibility. Now, Hung Yu aims to convert Yaya's short video clip into a complete AI entity. Despite wanting to use the newer 550C, Zhao flatly rejects his request. Later on, they conduct the initial test of 550C, activating each section of the base. While awaiting the computer's actions, Zhao provides Hung Yu with a digital copy of his mind confiscated when the company prohibited the DLP. Zhao clarifies that the decision to destroy it or not is now in Hung Yu's hands. After a while, the system identifies an approaching solar storm, prompting all workers to hastily return to the base. Racing their vehicles, they barely make it inside before the storm hits, unfortunately damaging the AI 550C in the process. Since a quantum computer is required for the project, Hung Yu suggests using his 550A. In exchange, he requests Zhao's involvement in all future developments of the 550 series, aspiring to provide Yaya with a complete life. Upon Zhao's agreement, Hung Yu transfers his daughter's consciousness recording to a disk before handing over his AI computer. 3 days afterward, the team assesses the propulsion systems. Following moments of anticipation, they're thrilled to observe a slight change in the moon's position, indicating the feasibility of completely shifting the moon in 2 decades. This achievement reinstates confidence in the project. Months later, they perform another trial, this time on Earth. Initially, all screens go dark, causing concern, but suddenly, the ground trembles, and a brilliant beam emerges from the astronaut base. Shortly after, UEG scientists confirm Earth's altered angle, bringing immense joy to the population. Following successful tests of both the lunar engine, the UEG approves the Moving Mountain project. As the mission advances, it officially adopts the name the Wandering Earth. Over the subsequent 14 years, more than 7,000 engines, including torque engines that decelerate Earth's rotation to 60 hours per day, are constructed. Additionally, subterranean cities are established beneath each engine to provide refuge for ordinary citizens during the anticipated 2,500-year interstellar journey. However, discussions are ongoing regarding a lottery system where only 50% of the global population can secure a place in subterranean cities, and the criteria for obtaining a pass are notably discriminatory. As time progresses, the solar crisis becomes increasingly imminent, evident from surges in solar radiation. Various weather-related disasters soon strike the Earth, such as floods. Additionally, there is a rise in cancer cases among the population due to heightened solar radiation. Meanwhile, Liu has tied the knot with Han, and they have a son named Qi. Similar to others, they share concerns about acquiring passes for the underground cities. To compound their troubles, Han has received a cancer diagnosis. Concurrently, Hung Yu remains dedicated to advancing Yaya's AI form while contributing to the development of the latest and most sophisticated 550 series iteration known as 550W. In the midst of these events, Liu, now holding the rank of Major, is called for an interview to assess his eligibility for a pass. The offline AI-powered 550W conducts the interview, acknowledging Liu's impressive skills. However, it advises him to remain on Earth for his family. Despite this, Liu decides to accept the pass, driven by the opportunity to take his son to subterranean cities through a preferential policy. The scientists overseeing the project witness Liu's emotional connection with his son, reminiscent of Hung Yu's feelings for his own daughter. The AI recommends against fighting for the pass for Liu's wife, anticipating her passing in 83 days. This angers Liu, leading to a heated confrontation with the scientists and his subsequent failure in the test. Later, Liu spends time with Han, who is hospitalized. During their conversation, Han expresses a desire to see her hometown one last time. Responding to her wish, Liu arranges a jet plane, and they travel to her hometown. Upon landing in Shanghai, they discover it transformed into a frozen wasteland. That night, while contemplating the stars, Han expresses her wish to die with dignity, rather than connected to machines. Back at the base, influenced by Liu's outburst, Hung Yu decides to upload Yaya's recorded consciousness into the 550W supercomputer. Consequently, Yaya eventually engages in a conversation with him, reducing him to tears. Shortly after the upload, the lunar engines undergo an overload, leading to an explosion that thrusts the moon toward Earth. Utilizing tasers, the guards subdue Hung Yu and apprehend him for his unlawful actions. Zhou finds himself by the ocean during these events. Due to the explosion, a tsunami grows and strikes the land. Recognizing the imminent danger, he issues an emergency alert to global leaders. Leo receives notification of this crisis and is called back to duty. Meanwhile, the UEG employs their 550W supercomputers in an attempt to avert the danger, but their efforts prove futile. Consequently, they decide to open the underground cities to admit people. Before Lou embarks on the mission, Han succumbs to her illness, and their son is taken to the underground city by his grandfather. Subsequently, Joe addresses the UEG, seeking their support for his emergency plan. He intends to trigger nuclear fusion in the moon's core by detonating all of Earth's nuclear weapons there, causing implosion. The exact number of nuclear weapons each government possesses is confidential, but unprecedentedly, everyone agrees to contribute their arsenal to save the world. Zhao informs imprisoned Hung Yu that Earth's engines will be activated, necessitating the reactivation of the global internet for coordinated detonation control. Zhao coerces Hung Yu, using the disk containing Yaya's digital consciousness. Chosen pilots, including Liu, navigate lunar debris forming an asteroid belt to transport nuclear weapons. Simultaneously, 3 teams aim to recover submerged internet servers in Beijing, Tokyo, and Dulles. Despite efforts, some shuttles crash due to asteroid hits, resulting in the loss of 200 warheads. Only 180 warheads remain for detonation. Leo's shuttle also crashes on the moon, prompting survivors to search for tape to mend helmets and address injuries. Afterward, they opt to transport the remaining warheads by foot. Prioritizing the safety of his teammates, Liu repurposes an abandoned lander to return the warheads to the base while he remains behind to set them up. Meanwhile, the 3 teams on Earth reach the designated server locations and submerge underwater. Hung Yu's Beijing team, equipped with drones and specialized tools, gains entry to the server room and promptly begins the necessary procedures to restore the internet. Simultaneously, lunar debris starts hitting Earth, and one directly impacts Beijing's data center, causing flooding. Thick wires entangle Zhao's leg due to the shock, and he urgently calls for Hung Yu's assistance. Unfortunately, a jammed door hinders Hung Yu from entering. In a courageous move, Zhao passes a password key to Hung Yu and instructs him to leave. The debris wreaks havoc globally, leading to widespread panic as people seek refuge in underground cities. At the UEG, Joe discovers they can't simultaneously detonate all warheads due to diverse models, some requiring up to 712 hours. Losing hope, Joe is offered a solution by one of his men: dispatch more astronauts to the moon to manually trigger the warheads. However, it's a one-way journey as they must sacrifice their lives. Following this revelation, Joe gathers his astronauts and presents this as the sole option. In spite of the acknowledged life dangers, courageous astronauts willingly embark on the mission. Simultaneously, an elder astronaut emphasizes the obligation to undertake this task, entrusting the younger generation with the responsibility for the future. Making this choice, 300 astronauts aged 50 and above board the shuttles and journey to the moon. Upon reaching the lunar surface, Liu completes the assembly of warheads, but is taken aback by the unexpected arrival of more astronauts. Unfortunately, he is unable to communicate with them due to a malfunctioning communicator. As a younger astronaut, he is dispatched back to Earth using a spacecraft. The UEG verifies the restoration of the Tokyo and Dulles servers, though Beijing remains offline. It appears that Hung Yu is grappling with linking the key to the computer while his room fills with water. Recognizing the imminent threat of drowning, he transfers his consciousness into the network. Concurrently, astronauts on the moon trigger the warheads, collapsing the moon and preventing a collision. Despite this, additional debris heads towards Earth, prompting urgent action from scientists to propel the planet. Meanwhile, submerged in water, Hung Yu succumbs to drowning. The UEG conveys a farewell message, causing widespread panic as the mission appears to fail. Contrary to expectations, the mission continues as Hung Yu's digital mind activates in the computer. Reuniting with his daughter, they collaborate to initiate the server. They successfully activate it just in time, diverting the Earth from the path of lunar debris. Everyone exhales with relief and celebrates their achievement as the tides settle. Fast forward 7 years, Earth has restored its 24-hour system. Joe retires, and his assistant takes over the leadership at the UEG. The Wandering Earth project embarks on its next journey, targeting Jupiter. The plan involves utilizing a final boost from Jupiter to propel Earth permanently out of the solar system. A space station is established to oversee and control the engines, led by Liu. In a post-credit scene, Hung Yu's digital self is engaged by AI 550W, now known as Moss. The sentient supercomputer reveals its role in sabotaging the lunar engines and orchestrating various hack attacks in the past. Moss also argues that the best way to safeguard human civilization is by eliminating mankind. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling cinematic journey, short movie recap fans. If you're hungry for more twists, turns, and epic moments, don't hit pause just yet. Click on the video showing on the screen for an exclusive sneak peek into our next movie masterpiece. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming up in the world of short movie recap. Hit that next video and let the movie magic continue.